Hi everyone and welcome back. So I wanted to put together a short little clip to talk about assignment 2 in Australian Culture and Society. So this is specifically with regards to the reflective journal. Now your reflective journal is 1,500 words. It's worth 35% of your grade, so it's worth quite a fair bit of your overall marks. It's due on the 6th of May, 11 p.m. via the Learn Online site. I'll encourage you to go to the course outline and look at page 6 and 7 for the instructions and the details on what to do. But to put into my own words very quickly, students are to select 2 of the 3 topics that are provided. Now, a minor note that I am going to allow you to also consider week 6, the topic of work, to write your journal on. And I will be sending around an email about this, but you are encouraged and offered the opportunity to reflect on what work means to you as a professional moving forward in your career. I will talk to that very shortly. In the course outline, you have 3 topics to choose from. The first is to look at the nature of changing gender roles and reflect on what changing gender roles means to you as an individual. The second option you have is to reflect on what major issues you think Aboriginal Indigenous Australians face moving forward in the 21st century. And finally, the third topic asks you to reflect on the key agents of socialisation and how that has influenced you in your life. So gender roles, Aboriginal culture, as well as socialisation. So week 4, week 8, and then week 3, you have those choices to select from. Your journal is 1,500 words. You are doing 2 topics only, so I would expect that your word count is split evenly across the word limit of 1,500. So you're looking at around 750 words per journal article. You can write in first person expression. However, you will find that you need to write in traditional formal academic language, that is third person expression, for the vast majority of your reflective journal. And then when it comes time to speak about your own personal experiences, then and only then can you use your first person expression. I, me, we, because. So I've seen a lot of students struggle with this, and it is a bit of a challenge to your writing style. Because it's not necessarily formal academic essay like you've just done with your discussion paper. We're looking for you to move interchangeably in and out of first person and third person expression, that it will be traditional formal academic language combined with your own personal reflections and personal meanings that you've established from this. Yes, you will still be expected to reference your work. So I would expect anywhere between 3 and 5 references per journal. And obviously, depending on the quality and quantity of your references, will largely determine how well you do in that component of your criteria. As far as the criteria sheet is concerned, you will find there is a criteria sheet online for you to have a look at. And this is broken into 3 parts. In the first instance, I need to see that you have a body of knowledge linked with your undergraduate student qualities. We are looking for you to be able to demonstrate that you have a solid understanding and knowledge of the content that is used as the basis of reflection. So you can articulate to me what gender roles is, what it was, what it means, what are the stereotypes and what are the assumptions or some of the social constructs around gender roles. And this will come from an informed perspective. So go straight to the research, look at the textbook, look at some of the readings, use that as a guide. Remember, you're a messenger. So just tell me what the research is telling you. You can't go wrong. I need to see that you're looking at this stuff with a critical eye. Don't necessarily run with your own assumptions, your own opinions and your own judgments. You need to think critically about this stuff. So consider alternative perspectives. Look at it from multiple different lenses. That way you know you're getting a real critical argument and that you've factored in all ways of looking at this issue of gender roles. If you can demonstrate that you've got a strong, solid body of knowledge, you will support your information with relevant references and evidence throughout. Then you move on to your capacity to reflect. Now, this is where I need to see that your journal contains reflective writing and that you've thought about this process of learning that you've gone through. What did you think? What did you learn? And how do you think now? It's a stage-by-stage process. When you think about reflection, remember that we always see the world differently in hindsight. So, when you think about your experiences at school camp, at the time when you went to school camp, you might have hated it, and it was cold and it was wet and it was rainy and you just wanted to have a shower and you just wanted your bed and your pillow. At the time you can hate it, but then it's a couple of months, maybe a couple of years later, when you're reflecting on that school camp experience, you actually reflect on it being hilarious because you all ended up like drowned rats and you all smelt a little bit funny, and these funny things happened, and so you reflect on it quite positively, even though at the time you were hating it. This is where you're kind of leaning towards with your reflection. This is how we learn. We reflect on what we've learned and what it means to us now. So you need to strive for critical depth and think about how you're going to convey your experiences and how meaningful that's been in now your understanding that as a result of going through that particular experience, you now see the world through a different lens. So you'll be able to provide specific direct experiences or examples that relate to that particular topic that you're talking about, and that you can support that with the literature. And finally, obviously, academic references. So we're looking for anywhere between 3 to 5 references per journal, so probably 10 overall, and that it is well supported consistently using the Harvard Referencing Guide to support your work. Have a look at the materials that's provided online. You will see that the criteria sheet and a couple of examples are provided on the Learn Online site at your leisure. So that's a quick synopsis. When I come back with the second clip for this, I'm going to talk about what it is to reflect in a little bit more detail. So stay with me, stay on track, but yeah, I'll be back soon. Okay, thanks.